Yeah, oh yes, go for it. Like, double strike, what's the worst that can happen, right? Your opponent doesn't have priority. Psych. See ya. Oh, they got absolutely wrecked. Oh, it's not even close. So let's get Nissa back. She is needed. Cannot be countered because it's an ability, not a spell. And we get even more. I tell you, man, those counters are actually really fun. When we got this to 7-7, like, how fun is it? Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today I want to showcase you the hidden gem of current standard, the archetype that is not visible anywhere, but it's actually extremely good to punish the current meta. Selesnya Control. You have all the white cards, you know, life gain, Beza, getting blockers with Builder's Talent. This card is insanely good, you don't know about it yet, but after the games today, you will see the true power of this card. And yeah, for green we have like Tyrant, which is absolute menace late game, and you know, some planeswalkers and cornucopia, so you have insane levels of life gain in this deck, sweepers that absolutely destroy every aggro deck, and enough value with those hidden big cards that you can just outvalue everything else, including control decks. And you know guys, just some context behind making this deck. This is actually the third deck I made for today. Two of the previous ones, completely different decks, completely different versions, got absolutely smoked on the ladder with, you know, aggro decks. It wasn't close, it wasn't even funny, like, it was a kind of frustrating experience for me. I was really sad. Those were really cool decks. And this is the first one that actually, you know, hold its ground basically against the aggro decks, and not only, we actually kinda smoked them. So I'm happy with the outcome, but it was a lot of pain today, so I hope you will enjoy this one. And yeah, before we go into the games, I want to say a huge thank you to our absolute legend for today, John Boogel. Thank you, man, for supporting the channel, and I think that you didn't get the meta control, but this one is something special, so I think you will like it. And just thank you for supporting the channel, and you know, it's a small channel, so support like this actually makes a difference, and you know, it's not lost in the bucket, you know. Like, you get what I mean. So thank you, man, I really appreciate it. And I'll tell you guys, games today will be tier 1, alright? There were some really cool and fun games, so I think you will enjoy it, alright? I already watched my own videos, so I can tell. Alright guys, let's go into the games and have fun. Alright, let's see. Oh man, on the play, is it my birthday? Alright, let's play the top land first. And yeah, we will go with Cornucopia, sweeper, and we win the game, right? That's how standard works. I play a sweeper and the other guy leaves. And yep, with Cornucopia we'll get so much life gain, man. Man, I'm kinda excited for this one. The last thing I need is like Beza, maybe Tyrant for the late game, but probably Beza just to get some extra value from Invocation, and you know, just go from there. Alright, here we go. Do I want to kill it? I don't think I do. Smite should be able to hit it, especially that they will see absolutely zero priority on Cornucopia. See? Passing the turn, like a champ. There is nothing until they attack. And then, I mean, we have a fair chance at getting them. They also cannot deal 20 damage. Even them, with this creature, they cannot. Maybe with the hero. Yeah, hero can deal absolutely insane levels of damage, so that would be different, but the Manifold Mouse is just, you know, one level behind of it. Alright, I hope some instants will be cast. Alright. They are pumping. Still no combat phase, so they have more spells to play. Yeah, oh yes, go for it. Like, double strike, what's the worst that can happen, right? Your opponent doesn't have priority. Psych. See ya. Oh, they got absolutely wrecked. Oh, it's not even close. We just need some good top decks for now. So let's go with Fountain Port. I like the card. Still, the game is not fully over, because as you know, they can just go again. It didn't cost them, like, this cost 0 cards, this cost, so they basically invested 2 cards in the whole thing. So, you know, that's not enough. I can block with this. I have a lot of lands. It's not the worst. It's only 3/3 though. So they will probably pump it way harder. We have Get Lost, so if that's 1 damage, we ignore it. If that's more, we get lost and get 2 for 1. So they're not in a good spot overall. They want to go Offspring, sure. I want to get some value from the fish, but I'm not sure if we can. Maybe we go for treasure. You cannot go wrong with the treasure, right? And we just sweep the board. Yeah, I like it. The treasure also doesn't cost life, so that's good. Alright, let's go forest here. We have enough mana, right? Triple white. Because I think we go gnome. And I actually will give my opponent a card. I know, it seems crazy, but it's a good deal. That's why we have gnome in the deck as well. Because my cards are better than their cards. If I draw Tyrant, man, like, their cards cannot do anything against it. See? Just being good at Magic, I tell you. We play a lot of those, so this was a little bit overdue. Like, I knew it's somewhere on the top. It could be Nissa. So yeah, right now our opponent needs to kill the gnome just to, go through the ground. And yeah, it won't be easy. This card is really good against them. They can kill it, but then I get even more value. So they get the card they wanted to land. And yeah, sure, you can kill it, my friend. Good job. Free card, live game. Oh, and Beza is also here. Everyone is here, but first, hello. Is that a scoop, my friend? Is your deck already dead? I think so. So if they try to go around it with just absolute crazy pump to the challenger, we just get new creature with live gain and they probably lose it. And if they go... Okay, we don't have mana. I thought I have 2 mana so I can get lost it in the worst case. Oh, this is insane good for them. Alright, alright. You got the one card that goes around literally everything. Good job, good job. Heartfire Hero. We cannot Beza yet. We need one more. And gains haste. This is a very interesting choice because they cannot really attack, so they did it for the permanent counter, which is a good idea, honestly. So, still, we can do a lot. So, for example, if they attack, we can kill the demonic Crocus with Get Lost, and then we can block. And I think that will absolutely get them. Oh, they probably don't know about it. Let's wait. They cannot attack. We are at 20 life, by the way. We are at 20 life against double striker that hit for 10 damage early game. That tells a story, doesn't it? A village is a very nice card. Honestly, I like this type of cards that have multiple uses, because then it's up to you how you use it. Everything has a downside, so if you use this for pumping, you don't get as much mana, so this kind of stuff. So they will get the card. I want to kill this while we can. They will definitely pump it. The prowess will get it probably above the Tyrant, which is kinda crazy, but it is what it is. But we want to lose the Tyrant because then we get more value. Then we play Beza that has 4 power, so it draws another card and life gains even more. So yeah, that should be absolutely amazing. We need to stack the triggers, I think, in the right place. If I kill this... No, we don't want to. They cannot really burst us through the cards that we have. So if they draw 1 or 2 cards, that's okay, because we get more cards with Beza, and they probably cannot deal so much damage anyway. I want to catch the challenger, because that's the reason they are still in the game. They got like 2 or 3 extra cards. Man, this is kinda incredible, right? So we get 2 drop with haste, prowess, solid stats, and it also draws cards. I mean, it needs to life gain and, just draw instant and sorceries at this point. So, that's it. Swing with only 1 creature. However, they don't know about this little piece. I could also just kill the creature, but I actually want to lose the Tyrant here. I know, it's kinda weird, but we want to lose this card, because I want extra value. And that should be enough to close the game. Man, this is my 7-drop fighting against their 2-drop. And my 7-drop dies. It's fine, it's fine. They will get a lot of cards and a lot of potential to, do some crazy stuff. But I don't think they can go to 6 toughness with this. Maybe they can, but that's fine, then the next one won't. Like on the next turn they need to do it again. Now we can block. They wanted to avoid it. And let's see the pump. The real pump of doom. They got the cards. Alright, 6, so they can trade, but they cannot protect it yet. If they cast monsters, right? Okay, so they just want to trade, which is extremely good for me. This is exactly what I wanted. 24, Beza absolutely activated, and the more cards they have, I mean, I'm drawing cards. Oh, I didn't think I will high roll. This is extremely good draw for now. With this, we will close the game even faster than with Beza. Maybe we can cast both? 3, 4, not yet. I think we will lack 1 mana for playing both. My turn. What about a treasure then? Man, he must be scared because I have like 10 mana and I need more. And he knows that something bad is happening to him. I think we'll go like this. Oh, but I'm too far ahead. I have everything better. I have more lands, more life, more creatures. Oh, it's... Man, I'm just suffering from success right now. Right, let's play another Tyrant and have fun with some mono red that wanted to steal some easy wins. And yeah, unfortunately, not every time. Man, this deck is really good against the current meta, it seems. Like, you just kill every creature they play, you live gain so much they cannot hurt you at any way, and you are just absolutely fine with it. Okay, now I think we can start being aggressive. If I cast Cornucopia, I still can get lost, so I don't need to be scared at all. And we kept the original, so the token that doesn't have value when it dies, you know, goes for the other assignment basically. And this one is a prime target for dying. I'm at 31 life, by the way, against mono red with hero and double striking, you know, mouses on turn 3. You can see that we're really life gaining, and then with double Tyrant I will play Beza just for the value of Tyrant. You don't even need the... It's basically a 4 mana 4/5 and it's good enough. Because it life gains you 6 and draws 2 cards. Sure. They will get some value with the map. Let's see what the card is. A land. Man, isn't that incredible that mono red that can win on turn 3 also can fight against, you know, 7 drops for like 5 turns? And they can actually trade against all those 7 drops very easy. What? Man, when they discard Monstrous Rage, you know that they're in trouble. This is insanely good card for them. It also gives Trample. Yeah, I think they want to pump it above the 6/6 so they can keep attacking every turn, and maybe we can, you know, they force double block or something. Rukus. Oh, Slickshot, sure. Okay, so with Slickshot plotted, we need to basically hold a little bit more instant, you know, removal or go a little bit higher on the life gain. Do we want to kill it? I honestly do. I honestly do. Now they don't want to use map tokens. They can pump it to deal some extra damage, but it doesn't matter. Man, look at the life gain. I'm so, like, they're really respecting that they're staying in the game, you know? They are just killing stuff, you know? Yep. Alright, 6 damage. We don't care. It's not good, you know, enough for our opponent. And we are still drawing cards, potentially. Tortoise is nice. I will honestly take it. Beza, go. I need you. Man, look at the life gain. It's just incredible. It's legendary, so unfortunately it's not best to cast 2 of them, but we should draw 2 cards. I didn't stack the triggers correctly, I think, but it doesn't matter. And I mean, let's play more. Like, we're having fun, our opponent doesn't, so let's take the most of it. And we only have 1 land in the graveyard somehow. Sure. Alright, so we should be attacking, right? We are at 32, our opponent is at 8. I think I see the writing on the wall. Man, just tormenting mono red is one of the best things ever. Go for it. Can you deal? Man, I will laugh so hard if they just burst me with a single creature from 32. Because it is possible if they have triple Monstrous Rage or something like this into the Sellsword, so they can sacrifice it. But I don't think they will be able to. Probably like 15 to 25 damages on the table. Alright. Didn't they miss a pump here and there? 1 damage to everything, right? Cool. Well, try harder, my friend. It's only 9 damage. Literally out of nowhere. Oh, this is just too weak, man. Do we have emote for this? Let's go for Iha. They can sacrifice. It's 7 damage. I think they are trying to show how much burst they had. Yeah, I think they are nice to us. So let's go for a good game. I think they are just trying to show how close to winning they were. And yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So let's go for Wrenn. Let's go green mana, and we will try to go as ham as possible here. We live gain back to 20. This is kind of insane. So we go with a plains. Our opponent, I think, is nice to us. So let's go with the prayer. And we go full swing, as we should. And we get the pump. So as you can see, we can deal a lot of damage, surprisingly. Let's go Demolition Field for the village, but of course it isn't needed. And our opponent is nice enough to just, you know, take the hit. Thank you, my friend. I hope you enjoyed the game. And yeah, that was something. So I think we go Cornucopia and we use this 1 mana to level up. Whenever one or... Yep. We have another one, so it should be fine. We don't want to ramp our opponent. Alright, let's go. Let's see the counter spell potentially. We don't want to see this countered. Alright, that's fine. So we will get some extra value. This one definitely not for the matchup, but we can make it work, you know? We can make it work. We'll get some value from it. And, you know, with the ramp we can cast spells at least. Oh boy, this gets countered, right? Like everything we do will get countered probably. We really need this tortoise so we can get some extra land, sorry. Oh my god, if we can get to some extra lands, that would be insane. Maybe Mirrex? Not yet, but let's go for this one. This is okay, this really helps us. I expected to die, but it already did the job. It went 2 for 1. And it gave us chance to maybe know that they don't have counter spells, but they will never allow this to attack, right? Alright. I don't need it yet. Listen, let's go. I will take as much I will get as much value from this as I can. Beza, Fountain Port, absolutely amazing card. And I tell you, this tortoise is devastating. Why would they allow it to attack? Oh, that explains it. That explains it. So we can kill it in response if we want to kill the whale, basically. I can smite it, then I can cast another tortoise anyway. I honestly... Well, I could get it to top. I only have Get Lost against the whale, but they probably... Well, they will cast it at the end step, right? Because they don't need to block yet. Not enough damage. Do I want to draw it? I will mill it with this anyway. This is the weirdest play ever. I know it's weird. I think it's still correct. Because this basically kills the whale. And they will have time to use it. So we can go Cornucopia, and alright. I think we go with the tortoise and we see they didn't have counter spell before, right? So there is a fair chance we get more value from this. This is okay, even if it dies, it's already okay. And we are still trading cards. You can see the difference slowly. And let's go for this one, the Surveils. Our lands do a lot, and we know that we don't want more. Alright, I mean, we definitely got some lands here. We don't have too much value, so we need... Oh my god, we need to draw something that isn't land. Is there something cool here? We can go for another talent, which is interesting. You know what? It's a decent value, right? We can start sacrificing the tokens and get some free value. So it's not the most efficient, but it's a free value that we keep getting over and over. Yep. We make another token, we can sacrifice the small one. And unfortunately it has Defender. If we get fish... Yeah, I think we go for the fish so we can put all the counters there. You know, it's for aggro decks, but suddenly they are not here anymore. So it's fine. Our opponent got some extra value, which is nice for them. Definitely should... So, okay. One was surveilled, that means they've seen one of the cards, they liked it, and one is random. So we know that at least one of those cards is good. And that they don't need more lands, because you don't discard a land probably, unless you have one in the hand, so one should be here. Yep, here's the failed passage. Alright, so we are trying to fight for the value. That's the idea. And we don't have tyrants right now, But if we get to them and we can cast them, that should be really high value for us. Let's get the fish. We need to start be a little bit aggressive here. And now we can put the counters. No farewell, so no fear. We can just go with this. We have those, but I don't want to activate them yet. Let's gain life. Oh, I should level up the class. That was really bad play on me. I completely forgot that, you know, you need to invest mana. That's an oopsie for sure. And definitely should go for it now. So, 3 mana and Fountain Port. We have 4 mana open. I think we will draw a card for this turn. We will sacrifice this and go from there. But it's a start, it's a start. We could also go for this, but it's not worth it. Not really. See, and this is magic. Just 2 players trying to make cool decks and, you know, just enjoying playing the game instead of just trying to see victory screen as many times per hour as possible. And this is kinda okay, right? So we sacrifice in response. So we are getting some value that we can use on the same turn if we draw a 4-drop or lower. Oh boy. Well, that's a card. That is a card. Alright. Fountain Port is definitely one of the big cards. Alright, they are drawing a lot of cards, but they're wasting counter spells. They still have 3 steps ahead, a lot of them, so they will probably, you know, invest a counter spell to get another counter spell and some extra cards. And by some I mean 1, because you draw 2, so best case it's 3 steps ahead and something else. But you can see that they are slowly getting the value. Here's the Reef, we probably want to Demolition Field it. I didn't see Mirrex yet. Alright. Alright, here are the big hitters. They really want to 3 steps ahead, huh? So do we allow it? Do we allow it? 3, 7, so I can pay all the mana. I don't really want to cast it into open mana. So far they didn't have counter spells, but they cycled 2 of them already. Is there anything cool I can get from the graveyard? Not yet. Not yet. We don't have Wrenn yet. The Gnome is okay, but we don't get the value too much. Oh, it's non-creature, non-permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh my god, it doesn't need to be low. Okay, I thought it has to be high value. Alright, so we can play Nissa here. And if they counter, we do it again. Because they cannot normalize it, which is the most important part. Took me a while, but I figured out how my cards work. Yeah, this level 3 kinda gave me impression that, you know, we need to... let's go counter here. And let's go counter here. Cross reasons. Let's have 1 huge creature. And that means we can start making some huge pressure that will try to drain their cards. And all of those are tokens, so we can keep sacrificing them every single turn. And we have also the 3rd Builder's Talent that can get Nissa back again. Yep, Planeswalker, that's fine, that's okay. We cannot sacrifice her in any way. But they still need to deal with an 8-8, and that's something. And that forces maybe that they tap more heavily, which means that we can, you know, go for Tyrants and go from there. Tyrant also doesn't want to be, you know, countered, because then we don't get the cards. Yeah, we can kinda get Nissa at any point. Alright. Let's get the fish. Man, this is 9 damage already. It can be higher. So I kinda like what I'm seeing. Blazon. So we probably need to use the Builder's Talent on this turn. I think we go with this 4, 7... Oh, we don't have enough, so we cannot tap. Oh, never mind. Nissa is just a result of chapter. So let's go with this. Did I level it up? Yep. So we get extra damage on the fish, which is really important. We want this extra damage. You can see that you can really pressure with those fishes. Or with those fish, whatever. With the fish. We go 11 damage. We also have this, but we have other plays, so we don't want to go for it yet. They can activate the Reef, but that's super expensive and it dies to get lost. Man, the game is a little bit chaotic, but you can see that we have actually quite a lot of, you know, ways to go around stuff. I guess we kill it, right? We also get the map tokens, so we get even more value this way. And we kill the whale this way, so we don't need to care about it. And that means even more damage on the fish. I tell you, man, this is doing work. 5 damage, not nothing. And we need to use the talent this turn because they can put the counter and blast zone for 2. So let's get Nissa back. She is needed. Let's get Nissa. Cannot be countered because it's an ability, not a spell. And we get even more. I tell you, man, those counters are actually really fun. When we got this to 7-7, like, how fun is it? And let's go for another one. So we hope that we force it at the cover up. And I will try to make sure that my next draw is a little bit better. I like my fish, alright? So I will pump this one so they kill this one. Definitely not lockdown. And we can use another one. Yeah, yeah, I think they will die, but I want the next draw to be good. Okay, this is a good draw. Man, if you want to draw this into late game against non-aggro deck, you know something is right. They can kill Nissa, but we'll get it again. They can use the Rift to... Oh, no way. No way. Okay, I didn't expect this one. They're stealing my cool stuff. Can they get anything? They don't have permanents as a typical control deck, so it's actually not a very good card for them. So even though they stole from us, they didn't get too much for it. And I mean, they are against 17 damage on the next turn, so they need to react. They also didn't pump the blast zone. And don't forget, we have 8-8 in stats in those two. So it's actually way more. They need to play a sweeper, I think, on this turn. Otherwise, it's just not good enough. So 3, 5, they have still 3 mana, so it's not the worst. They need another Edict for Nissa. They probably play 1 or 2 in the deck. Well, they already used 2 of them, so either they don't have more, or they are just absolute medlad. Alright, let's see it. Your opponent is tanking, but they have cards from both decks. I should probably pay attention to what I have, so now the Get Lost is on the table, which is not amazing. Let's see how many we used. Sure, that is acceptable. Interesting choice though. They know they cannot attack us with this. Well, not the best draw of my life, that's for sure. How many forests we have? 4. I believe 4, we can have 5. Oh, are you forest? No. Because we can give trample to basically everything, but I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. We have a lot of mana. Maybe you can walk... Oh my god, the draws! The draws are killing me. Alright, alright. I want to keep this demolition field. So I think I can activate one of them potentially. It's only a 3-3, but he cannot take the rest of the damage, right? Alright. I hope it's enough. I should calculate all the mana and, you know, my plan for the turn, but I just won't go there. Not sure if we go for the Tyrant. Maybe we just attack with everything on this turn, honestly. You know what? I kinda like it. They need to do a lot, so I can ultimate. Those will be 7-7, everything will have trample. I would ultimate Nissa on this turn. Alright, we are going first. You know what? I'll take this hand. We don't have green for Cornucopia, which is super important, but I think we should get there. Show me the mountain. Okay, mono black, sure. Hello. Oh, you had to do it, huh? So I wonder, it's Get Lost, Nissa, or Cornucopia, one of the two, of the three. I think Cornucopia might be the one, or Get Lost. I don't think they will go with Nissa. Yep, that's a good decision. We'll try to demolition field if they have non-basic, but unfortunately it seems to... Okay, perfect. This is insanely important. With Cornucopia on board, we have some good leverage. And I mean, we can even cast Nissa on the next turn, which is way more than I expected, honestly. Lord Skitter, skittering through the battlefield. It's interesting because they know we have Beza. We actually get the full value. Oh, if they had one more land, we would also get treasure, but then we wouldn't get the card. So, They have Demolition Field, so I think we go with this first. I would love to play Nissa, but that's not the moment for it, right? Alright, let's go. We draw a card. We get creatures. We live game. No! No, you need to... Oh my god, Oh, that's an oopsie. But we learned something, alright? I actually never thought about this one. So yeah, Cornucopia might remove your... So I lost 3 life by gaining 1 life. So, oh boy, that was rough. But this is a good learning experience. Every time you make a mistake that you can fix, that's great. The end, very aggressive, but you know what? I actually don't mind it. Because we can go with Nissa, and I'm sure our opponent won't top deck a removal for a Planeswalker, right? Right. It's interesting they went with the end. This is possibly their answer to Nissa, and this is possibly the reason why they didn't remove her. Of course, losing all the Beza is, you know, not my favorite part of my life, you know, but we'll get there, we'll get there. Interesting, they know about the Smite and they still went for it. That's a very weird decision. Did they forget that Cornucopia can create mana? Possibly. Let's go with this, we really need to go with it. How completed I need to be? I need to be a little bit completed. Oh, I think I lack green, but... No, I have triple green, thanks to Mirrex. Right, so only 1 pain. This was really painful, but with Cornucopia we should be fine. And let's start making some cool horrors. I should be attacking, honestly. But I will wait 1 more turn, because I want to make sure that I get the most value of Nissa that will definitely not die to an instant spell. This will never happen, alright? This will never happen to Nissa. Never. I tell you, man. Absolutely 0 chance. I just knew it, you know? I just knew it. Alright, the reason I didn't super care about it, of course, it hurts my soul, but it's not as bad because we have Tyrant, and that's insane. So, they don't know we have Mirrex as well. So with Tyrant we don't need to defend against anything. That means a full swing. They cannot reblock here. And you know, that's 8 damage. That's really a lot of damage. Let's go... Oh, right. Mana to cast spells? Sloth, this is crazy. Alright. I have double Mirrex, so their 1 demolition field doesn't matter too much. We live gain more. We're at 23 somehow. And Fountain Port is actually a very nice one. Like with this we can draw so much, like we can get so many new cards. So I actually like this draw. Probably the second Tyrant would be a bit better, but this is very hard to discard. Deadly Cover-Up, I mean, I'll take it. I wonder what they will take. Tyrant should be the play. If they know my deck, of course they don't. But they can go with Nissa as well. Yep. They're making all the all the right calls right now. And I think it won't be enough, because we are really, really good at Magic. And have you ever died to a demolition field, my friend? Because now you will. This is my demo field. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. That was a really close game. As you can see, this deck kinda has cardo, and it has insane like mid-game power with those cards. No removal, no interaction for first 3 turns. I'm sure it will go great. The reason I'm taking this hand is Beza, because we can... Oh, here we go, here we go. A lockdown. Alright, that's a start. Definitely lands. If I'm good at Magic, I will draw lands and win the game. If I'm bad at Magic, I will draw bad cards from the top, which means that I will lose. Well, so far I'm bad at Magic, unfortunately. That's it. The Gnome should help a little bit. I hope we can tank the hero. They really want to absolutely just go crazy on one of the creatures, and they have so much, you know, value. I actually will go on this, because this has prowess, so if he pumps any other creature, he's still wasting damage on this, which will make him probably kill the Gnome, and I need the extra card. So that's the idea. If that dies, that's good. They can cast Frenzy for what? 1 or 2 mana? I think it's 2 mana. This is an artifact, right? Okay, that's fine. See, we got rid of 2 damage by our good decision making. This dice, which is exactly what I wanted, because I need the card for Beza, and if I'm bad at Magic and still don't draw a land, I will automatically lose, and that's great. You need to... you know, master your drawing skills if you want to have good results. Yep, that's already insane levels of damage. Oh, I died! No, I didn't die? Alright, I thought I'm already dead. We drew the land, so Beza can actually try to carry us. They went for the burst. And let's see if they have the second one. Alright. That's fun interaction. Hero, so only one buff spell potentially. This is only a creature. And that's 1 damage. If we can lock down, that should be good enough. Alright, I think we're actually starting to win this. I could Starfall Invocation, give them the card and get all the value back. I only live game though, so I don't think it's the best. I think we go lockdown. I cannot Demolition Field. I don't want to Nissa, like I cannot risk any more life. I'm really considering Beza right now after the invocation. I get 1 damage, it's not bad. And they get 1 extra card. This is kinda scary. If I go for the lockdown, this is better even. You know what? I think we will go like this. I think we'll go like this. I need the live game. Alright, good call by our opponent. And let's just sweep the board, like we should. We don't get too much value, but live game is the most important value. Especially that we have lockdown, so we kinda got the best of the fish, and now they don't have too much here. It's also kinda hard to attack into Beza. Yeah, man, it's kinda incredible, but I think we're winning. And we can go with the talent. And we can get the gnome if we really want to. Or just get another blocker, which should be good enough, honestly. Yeah, with Fountain Port we should be fine here. I don't even need to level it up. Alright, I should be aggressive here, right? I think so. I think so. We make the fish. We try to start going a bit wider, then we level up and get some extra value. Nissa is great, but it's too much completion, like we didn't draw enough forest. We have 3 colorless mana, we cannot Demolition Field to get the forest. We don't have targets. So that will be attack. Some pump probably. And we'll see. If that doesn't have trample, we can sacrifice the token. Alright. Trigger. 3 cards for mono red, always nice to see. They definitely some card advantage because they have everything else, so it's only card advantage lacking. So haste, no trample, that's kinda important. That means after blocking this dies, so we can just get the value, right? 3 value, always nice. Unless they drew a trample, but then they're just simply too good. Cornucopia is amazing though. I think with this we won the game. The live game is the last thing we need right now. Yep, I think that's it. I think that's super it. So we level it up. That's actually important. You want to level up this. We also get second green mana if we need to. And let's start pumping Beza. And then we go lockdown, right? We don't get too much after Builder's Talent, but you can see even there is some anti-synergy here. It doesn't matter. See, this is your anti-synergy. It's good enough because Lockdown is such an incredible card that when you cast it, you just win the game in the right matchup. And you don't need to cast it if you don't think it benefits you. Alright guys, I want to really talk about this deck because I'm kinda hyped for it, especially with some of the cards I didn't use so far, and they seem to be amazing. I actually have another idea for the deck with those cards. You will probably see it tomorrow if it works. But first, before we talk about them, thank you for all the Patreon supporters. You guys are truly awesome. You really support the channel in a meaningful way, and yeah, I just couldn't thank you enough. So thanks for being here. So what about the cards that I was hyping so much? Builder's Talent. I remember there was a card like this in previous standard, but it was so long ago. There was also 2 mana and created some wall and some chapters. I don't remember the specifics, but it immediately reminded me of that card, and I remember that one was really good. So I was kinda eager to try Builder's Talent, and I'm not disappointed, especially that chapter 3 cult levels in this situation is actually pretty huge. Return target non-creature, non-land permanent. You don't have any restriction on the cost. Man, this is 5 mana reanimate that also defends you early game, and it also puts counters, so your wall can block bigger and bigger stuff. You have seen that even with a single fish, 1/1. We created it up to 7/7, which is actually insane. I really enjoy this card. It also helps you defend early game. It is a value, and you have also seen that you can kind of chain it together, right? So you can get Builder's Talent, taking Builder's Talent from the graveyard and creating another wall, another level 2, and another Builder's Talent level 3, getting another Builder's Talent. So, you know, it's not the most glamorous loop, but this allows you to get so much value, and in some of the situations you have all these lands like 8/7, something like this, and you don't have enough value in the hand. If you can get mana sink like this, it will change the game, and you have seen it in one of the games. We had this situation and we absolutely took over, especially things like Nissa. Of course, Nissa, not a creature, it can be brought back for 5 mana, basically like with no way to counteract her, because it avoids counter spells, which is also pretty sweet. You know, counter spells are still in the meta, especially with Spell Gyre. That means that you can just go around it fully. And enchantments are super hard to remove. It will probably a little bit change with, you know, the Golgari combo, but it's still always a problem to remove enchantments, and some of the aggro decks just won't do it ever because they don't care. One of the ways to get it, you know, to get good permanents back is milling them. That's why we have Tortoise and Wrenn. This was the idea. I really wanted at least one creature that can mill pretty hard, and Tortoise not only gives you extra mana, not only gives you all those lands. Look how many functional lands we have. We have basically what? Only those 3 that don't do anything. Rest all have some second ability, and this is something I personally love, like lands that can be translated into game-winning plays. That's cool. So basically, Wrenn also has the self-mill, but to be honest, it's more of a, you know, just cheap planeswalker that we can use early game to just, you know, pump something, get some extra value, curve out, and maybe hit the Tyrant. Sometimes you get this -2, hit the Tyrant, and the value from Wrenn suddenly becomes absolutely insane. It's also a permanent that isn't a creature and isn't a land, so Builder's Talent can get it back later, so maybe you early game just use it for extra value, extra tempo, and then you get it back when it can be protected, you know, properly. We also went with Starfall Invocation for this reason, and there is some anti-synergy, and I really tanked on that. Oh, right, before we go into this. Market Gnome. This is the card I will be probably using more. It always dies, it always tanks a lot of damage, and I want to try it because I played the new, you know, Mono Red or Rakdos. It's Mono Red. And someone played Market Gnome against me. And it was like, man, this is such a pain. I'm missing so much damage through a single 1-drop. And when I finally kill it with just, you know, Monstrous Rage shenanigans, I lose a lot of damage. And this guy gains life and draws cards, so it's actually good for him. And this always dies because they need to go through. They cannot allow to, you know, waste so much damage every single turn, because you can basically nullify 2 damage a turn with this gnome. So extremely cool stuff. It also synergizes nicely with Starfall Invocation, because when it dies you get, you know, good value, and your cards are probably better than your opponent cards, so you can trade 1 for 1. And with this and Beza, you actually have so much life gain and so much, you know, extra cardio in a way. But first, the lockdown and the invocation. This kills your creatures, but as we mentioned, killing gnome is not a problem, and yeah, I kinda tanked on lockdown. This is why you don't see 4. I actually removed one of them and went into invocation, but I think in this situation you have enough early game and life gain that you can kinda hope to survive early game, maybe even up to 5 mana, so 3 lockdowns should hopefully be enough. And with Builder's Talent you usually stall the game so much that when you finally cast lockdown, it's game winning. You don't need to rush it on turn 3 because you cannot, you know, survive. With Smite, Talent and Gnome, you can actually slow the game so much that you can just get the full value, force them to go all in the board, you know, have like 4 or 5 creatures, and then you cast lockdown and they actually don't have a follow-up finally. So I think it's worth it. I really think it's worth it. Even though you kinda remove this and this, you decide when the lockdown is cast, you cast it when you get way more value than them, and don't forget you can always use the fountain port and sacrifice this token first, preferably after you block, so you know you still get the blocking value and life gain basically. Then you draw a card, you translate everything, and then you go lockdown. You can even level it up to get Nissa or something from the graveyard and then lockdown. So the later you cast it, the better, but when you are forced, it's still life-saving to have this lockdown. So yeah, honestly, the prayer is probably kinda lackluster. This is probably one of the worst, you know, manlands from the whole cycle. That's why I usually never used it, but we use those colors and it's still good to have at least something that can be a creature. And you have seen that when we activate two of them, we actually have a lot of mana with this deck. With Tortoise, Wrenn, and Cornucopia, we actually can activate two of them very often, which amplifies all the creatures in the board, especially with Beza and tokens and gnomes. You can actually use them. This is, you know, 0 attack card, but it can attack. So if you pump it, you can do surprising amount of burst, especially on turn 2. So turn 1, you go for one huge hit with like Nissa token or Tyrant. So, you know, so you soften them up. Then you follow up with a full swing, tapping all the mana, attacking with all the creatures, run tokens, whatever you have, and that's probably like 5 or 6 creatures that get double pumped with double prayer. You can even try to -7 Nissa. We don't have too many forests, but we have them. It's like 8 forests, so most of the time you have like 3 or 4. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this deck, and we talked through everything, but I was kinda excited about this one, and I think there's a lot of interesting, you know, things here that you probably want to know about. So tell me what you think in the comments. Thank you for sticking until then. If anyone did this, just comment below, I want to know. And thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and see you guys tomorrow.